Okie doke. So, Street Fighter V, a little bit more now.
Yeah, we just talked about Abigail. So we just demoed Abigail, and now we're going to switch over to a little bit of extra Street Fighter V talk. What just happened recently is that I guess it was the Topanga group. They got together, they put together their tier list for Street Fighter V, and it's makes sense in some places.
It's not really like what I think anybody in the U.S. would have said. But it's always interesting to get different perspectives, of course. So, I'm just bringing it up here. I mean, some of the big ones, a lot of it is like, yeah, that makes sense. Right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
a lot of it, I mean, it's not like
uh-huh.
something that's totally crazy. A lot of it is like, you see it, and it's like, yeah, I do think that Alex is not great, probably, and like, you know.
But there's definitely one very glaring...
Yeah, maybe a couple.
I think that there's probably one I think is the most glaring one, that is between... are you still unable to get it?
It's just loading. I don't know what to tell you. It's been loading this entire time.
But the biggest one, of course, that I think U.S. and Japan would have a definite difference in what they believe, and that is definitely Laura's placing in the tier list.
Jeez, I don't know what the deal is with Twitter.com right now. Okay, fine. I finally got it.
Okay. Yeah, here it is. So in
Oh,
all
you
that
got it up
time,
fantastically
yeah,
quickly.
I got it in the
Genius.
same amount of time.
I don't know what the deal is over there. Anyway.
Okay. So basically in A tier, they have listed Ibuki, okay, Boxer, okay, Rashid, okay, Cammy, okay, Karen, okay, Nakali, okay, and Akuma. Which now I think everyone's on the bandwagon for Akuma being A tier now.
Right. Maybe.
B tier is Zangief, Guile, okay. Dictator, okay. Urian, Mika, Birdie. Birdie's a little surprised there. Maybe.
You're not surprised by Urian, who you believe is the best character in the game?
I think Urian should be an A, to be honest with you. I really do think he should be an A.
I agree with you.
Having him being in B is not a huge thing. I can see it, because I know there's a lot of people that don't think he is the greatest, so...
Yeah, but like... Is he top 10?
Yeah, he's top 10.
Obviously, he's top 10. But anyway.
Now,
okay.
in C tier, they have Fang, okay, Ken, okay, Laura, in the same tier as Ryu. Nash,
right next to Ryu.
Yeah, right next to Ryu. Nash, Claw, Chun-Li, and Dhalsim. And then in the Woe Is Me D tier, they have Colleen, Ed, Jury, and Alex.
I am on the board with Jury. I don't think Jury's good. I've been saying it.
Oh yeah, Jury is terrible.
I don't think she's a good character. Everybody's been saying it. However, I do think Colleen and Ed are pretty good. Oh, you got it up there, hey.
Actually, let me do something else here. Let me redo this again.
Yeah, probably for the best. Yeah, I think Ed seems good, right?
I think he's not necessarily D tier. Whoa! Oh, check that out. Okay, that fixed himself. There we go. Boom.
Bam.
Boom. Right here, baby. Technology.
Yeah, I feel like Colleen and Ed should probably be higher, but you know, I don't know.
I mean, I've always thought that the bottom tier was Jury and Ryu, to be honest with you.
Those
I
are
just
the
feel
worst.
like those two are the worst. Like, I don't even think Alex is as terrible as people say he is.
Well, the thing is, I mostly agree with this tier list. There's just a couple of things that I think are weird. I would really put Guile and Urian up a tier. I mean, it's like, I do think that a lot of characters are high. Like, I think there's a lot of balance. So, having that many characters in A tier doesn't seem weird to me.
Right.
I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we've been talking about a top 10 forever because I feel like that's kind of an accurate range of what would be A tier.
Yeah, that could be.
10 or 11 characters, honestly.
Right. So that's probably what I would do. And then Laura has to be at least B.
Dude, she's got to
At
be
least
A.
B.
She's got to be A. I mean, the only thing that nerfed her was that now you have to time the meaty elbow, so it's not a free. But she still has the damage output that, like, nobody else has.
She's so good in the neutral. I mean, I really think she has a lot going for her. So, fine. If you don't believe she's A, she's B. Like, she's not C.
Right, exactly.
That is
exactly.
for sure. So,
and it's interesting because, I mean, I get a lot of contention with Cammy. I've talked a lot. It's weird because, like, this is like completely backwards.
I know, we're in backwards land.
Right, because I think Cammy is A tier free, right? And I get a lot of people telling me they think Cammy is overrated, that they don't think she's that good. Now, it happens when you play Cammy, it feels that way. But when you play against Cammy, it's terrifying. It's like terrifying. But like when you're using Cammy, you just feel like they're blocking all your stuff, and you're like, I can't open this guy up. And then when the other guy's like, why can't I ever hit a button? Like it's weird. It's weird. You know what I mean? But
I can see that.
I really do honestly feel like I still think she's top 3 in the game. I mean, she's dropping a little bit lower not because I think she's getting weaker, because I think other characters are getting stronger.
Fair enough.
Like Karen is starting to kind of like vault herself above Cammy a little bit, because I feel like she is Cammy with distinct advantages.
Yeah.
Like I thought her biggest weakness was no anti-air, but the Karens have been figuring that out. You know what I mean? So I really honestly do feel like that Cammy is still really high tier, but I know a lot of people don't think she's overrated.
So again, I don't have major quibbles with this outside of maybe 3 characters. It's just that the one of them is like so far out of what
the lore, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But did you see what Brian F said? He's like, I want to fly Item out to Japan and drop him off until they realize how broken she is, basically. Because I mean, it's got to tell you something that when they were in E-League, Wolfchrome beat the crap out of all of them with Laura, right? They just didn't expect her to be that strong,
I think you're right.
So, just between those two, Wolfcrone, Idom, let's fly Gustavo out to Japan for a little bit and blow up on some Topanga people. I mean, maybe one of the problems is that I don't know, it's weird. And someone was even saying they probably wouldn't have even have thought Boxer was that strong if Iwate wasn't in Japan. Because, like, outside of Iwate, there's, like, no good boxers, so they probably didn't even know how good he was until they fought him, right? So...
apparently they eventually moved Laura into B tier.
Oh, did they? Oh, is that what they say?
That's what Twitter people say.
Okay.
So, alright. If that's so, then again, I would rather have an A tier consisting of those characters plus Guile, Urian, and Laura. That would be if I made an A tier in the context of this list, I think that's what it would be. I mean,
to be honest with you, the way that I have it is I literally have top 10 or top 11, whatever that top is. Then I have everybody, and then I have, like, Juri and Ryu. Like, that's seriously my tier list for this game. Because everybody in the middle, like Birdie... I mean, like, Dalsum, everyone says he's not great. He made top 8 at EVO, right? I mean, like, he's definitely capable of making a top 8 at a premiere, right?
F-Champ was close to beating Tokido.
Right. He was one of the closest one to beat Tokido, right, in loser's bracket. Chun, MOV made it into top 8 with them. Nash, Bonchan was one away from making it in there. I just don't feel like there really is a B and a C tier. Like, I just feel like that's just all one giant thing where Birdie, Mika, Dictator, Nash, Chun-Li, Dalsum, all those characters just kind of hang out there. And then there's just Ryu and Juri, who I just don't think can quite keep up with the rest of them.
I guess I would have that separation. I feel like I would keep a separation. Well, if there's like Dalsum, Chun-Li, maybe Fang, Nash. Like I feel like that's like a fine tier. Like I understand the tier.
Right. They're a little weaker.
I feel like it's a little bit weaker.
Yeah.
But they can all win tournaments.
Right.
All those characters can and have. Many of them have won tournaments.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is, it's really only those 4, right? It's just Fang, Dalsum, Chun, and Nash. That's it. It's just like those 4.
Oh, I'd probably put Alex in that tier.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Alex would be there, too. What about Claw? What do you think of Claw?
I don't know what to think about Claw right now, because I haven't seen enough or played against it enough in 2.1.
Right.
I know he got some important buffs, better damage, better mix-ups, better frame advantage, so I don't know.
Yeah, so some other people are saying they did move Laura to B, so
Right.
She's no longer C. So.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Or more fine?
Yeah.
Maybe not entirely fine.
It's not as what? As it was before, so there you go.
Why is Zangief B tier? Is that because you want him to be A tier or because you want him to be C tier?
I think he wants him to be A tier. Most people think Zangief. And that's why that's why I keep saying the top 11, because for me Zangief is that weird. Like,
so if you have Ibuki, Boxer, Rashid, Karen, Cammy, Nikali, Akuma. All right, so then I guess I would add Guile and Urian for sure. Mm-hmm. And yeah, yes, I would do Geef. I guess that'd be my top 10.
See, because I would put Laura in there, right? That's my top 10.
Right, Laura as well. Right.
That's my top 10 right there.
Rather than Geef.
Right, rather than Geef. Because I still think Geef has a problem matchups, and Geef is the one character that really relies on you just having godlike reads in order... Because he can kill anybody, and if you have godlike reads, you will kill anybody. Yeah. But he still has that problem where it feels like he's going to suffer in some matches, like when we saw Punk versus Itazan, Itazan had a little bit of problems getting in on Punk. So I just feel like Zangief takes a little more work, and I feel like the other characters aren't as work heavy as Zangief.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
But again, like I said, I have him at 11, maybe tied with Dictator.
Yeah.
Because Bison, like, the way he's starting to look these days, he looks like a top 10 character right now.
He's a good one.
So there could even be a top 12.
Actually, Ellie Hendricks did think that Geef should be C tier.
Really?
So,
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, look, Kenshin K7, ex-Kenshin K7, says, Jury, just says to me, no one knows what Jury can do. I really don't think that's true. I really think she's not good.
Yeah.
I think she spends too much time having to set up things that then go away too quickly and that don't give enough of an advantage anyway.
Like, to be honest with you, someone linked me this video, like, here's all the things that the Jury community thinks that she should be buffed, right? But, like, if you just made it so that, like, let's say she was like Jacko, and that her fireball stuff were just auto cooldowns and they charged up, and you could charge them up instantly if you had the time, like, that would instantly make her that much better. Because, really, honestly, the biggest problem with her is she just has to lose. Street Fighter V is all about that stupid knockdown momentum. And the fact that she has to give it up all the time to keep charging these moves to make herself safe, she basically, her mechanic breaks what you're supposed to do in Street Fighter V.
Sounds right to me.
So that's why I just can't think of her as that good. So even though, like, I'll have trouble beating her, it's just because I don't know what the hell she does. I get killed. I get killed by her by nobody uses this character status, so yeah.
She can charge on block, that's true, but when she does that, she basically gives up her turn.
Yeah.
She's saying, like, okay, I'm safe, but now it's your turn to go. Unless you want to do EX pinwheel, which then you get crush countered, and you don't have much life as a Jury to spend on that kind of stuff, so
honestly,
not great.
What another one interesting buff might be is to give her an EX charge that she can do that's like +1 on block or 0 on block that charges all 3 of them up. Like if she just went pop, and then all of a sudden she had all 3 of them, and then you spend a bar to keep the pressure going and something like that. Maybe 0, maybe +1 is a little much.
I don't know, but I get the point. I think that's reasonable.
Right. It's just the charge mechanic needs some tweaking.
Yes.
The charge mechanic needs a little bit buffing.
Agreed.
It's just what I think it is. So.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Even after that, I feel like she's probably not going to be high tier, but...
Yeah, but that will propel her into that same tier.
Viable character after that.
Fong and Birdie and,
I'm
whatever else
I'm
is
just
in
like
there.
Fong tier. That makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyways, probably about it for that.
Yep.
Tier lists. Always interesting discussions.
Yep. It's fun stuff to talk
about.
It's always fun to talk about. So, I know it's one of those things. Tier lists are kind of poison in a lot of ways, but it's just fascinating to talk about. So.
Agreed.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about some events. DreamHack Atlanta happened, and not a lot of people went. I think most people are a little bit tired, don't have a lot of vacation time, and stuff like that. They all just came from EVO.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of them were tired. But Punk was just back in business, just did what he needed to do, and took first place in that tournament. So
in Street Fighter V.
In Street Fighter V.
Ice Effect was second place, Cammy third.
Oh, Cammy was in okay, I saw a video of them playing, and I thought that was grand finals. It was winners finals. Then.
I guess it must have been. Okay. So anyway, 7th place is KB Birdie and DH Knowledge Are Up with Cammy. 5th place, SB Dominion with Fang, Ed, and Guile. 5th place also BXA Squall with Nikali. And 4th, Reese XXX DMN XXX X capital X lowercase x. Yeah. That's how it is. with M. Bison. Then Cammy with Nikali and Kuma.
Yeah.
Injustice 2. 7th place is BV John Nitty, the hot dog.
Which game is this?
Injustice
2. Oh, the hot dog, really?
The hot dog.
The hot dog.
Hot dog's pretty good.
Nice.
Hot dog's a good player.
Oh, yeah.
Well, anyway, so John Nitty, nice work. Firestorm, top 8.
Shows what you know about
Shows what I know. 7th place, PG Punk with Black Adam.
Mm-hmm.
PG Punk.
PG Punk with Black Adam. And then people were like, weren't some people like trolling him, like, haha, you suck or something?
Kind of like, I can't believe that Punk got top 8.
Oh, okay.
Like, this tournament must have been
like,
super
yeah,
weird.
yeah. The only reason why you made it up there is because everyone else was a scrub. None of the good people made it.
That probably is the case. But if he wanted to play it a lot, he could be really good at it. 5th place, Tsunami V, The Flash. 5th also Xenomorph with Wonder Woman. 4th, Trey Pound with Harley Quinn. 3rd, Homely with Batman. 2nd, OD Full Auto with Deadshot. Circa Forever King won it with Batman and Darkseid.
Okay.
Tekken 7. 7th, XL Trungi with Steve. Also, BXA Cody with Kazuya Heihachi. Deviljin. 5th, BXA Shinblade, Nina and Steve. 5th, it's Lil Majin with King. 4th, it's Joey Fury, Jack. 3rd, it's Princess Ling with Xiao Yu. 2nd place, Speed Kicks, PG Speed Kicks, Hwarong Jack. Winner, Streamy Anakin Paul.
Anakin?
Paul.
Mm-hmm. Death Fist.
Salem won Smash Wii U. Everybody was upset. But that's cool.
Well, they're still upset?
Nah, I don't know if that's
okay.
still happening. But a lot of variety in there. Bayonetta, Sheik, Cloud, Donkey Kong, Zero Suit, Samus, Mario, Cloud, Samus, Zero Suit, Samus, Fox, Sheik, Cloud, Rosalina. Well, that's
There's
cool.
a lot of variety in it right now, so...
Oh, man. I actually didn't see this one. Melee results. Top 7. ERG, Ryan Ford, Fox, and MSF The Moon with Marth. 5th place, CLG SFAT with Fox. 5th, Bounce Drug Fox with Fox. 4th, Tempo Axe with Pikachu. 3rd place, Fox Mewtwo King with Sheik, Marth, and Fox. 2nd place, Liquid Hungry Box with Jigglypuff. Winner, PG Plup with Fox and Sheik.
Oh, okay.
Nice work.
There you go.
Nice work.
Getting himself into that higher echelon, because honestly, I don't think that there's been a tournament where a god has been at that they haven't won yet. This might be the first one of the year, then people can correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I don't believe that that's happened yet, so... I'm trying to see if anyone... 7 years, someone said.
What?
I'm not surprised. That doesn't actually surprise me.
That's so long. 7 years?
I don't know.
Since one of those, like, 4 or 5 players
yeah, well, I mean,
have been in a tournament without winning it?
Oh, Leffen has won something. Yeah, I'm sure Leffen is winning. Unless they count him as the pseudo god, right? I could have swore. Oh, so Leffen has done it before. Okay, Leffen in 2015. So it wasn't that long ago. Okay. So Leffen, only 2 people who do it are J-Man and Leffen.
Does this not count, though? Is this not like a major? I don't know.
I don't know. Interesting. Okay, well, there you go. Cool. Okay.
Well, there are 2 gods present at this event, Hungrybox and the Mewtwo King. So he's the 3rd one who's not a god in this many times.
I mean, look.
Well, that's cool. I hope that happens more often.
Yeah, I know. It needs to keep happening more, because while it's great to see these same guys win over and over again because they are gods and they're idolized so much, I just think it's always better for the scene once the odds are a little more...
Agreed.
You know, when the results are a little less known.
Opened up a little bit.
Yeah.
Ha,
exactly.
pseudo god. Pseudo apt get god. Ah, Linux jokes. High five, James.
Okay.
Nice work, everybody.
This weekend is going to be another big Smash tournament. Gommel, Get On My Level is going to be this weekend, starting on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh, I do like the fact that he changed his calendar so that Sunday is on the right. Okay, that's a great idea there. Also this weekend is Defend the North in New York, and I know a lot of people are going to that. That is the tournament that is put on by the Pi team in New York. Not an easy feat, because things are expensive in New York, so shout outs to the Pie team. I know City of Brass does a lot of work for that.
Hard to
getting that event together, so that should be a lot of fun. But then in Asia is also going to be the Abigail Cup.
Right.
So that's going to be another one. That's going to be a lot of the Asian players heading out to that one.
Cool.
Let me see if I can get any stream information here. For Defend the North, it is going to be on Team Spooky, Bifuteki, and House of 3000.
Okay.
So for Gamong, it is going to be Even Matchup Gaming.
Okay.
And then for Abigail Cup, it is going to be... There is none here. There's none listed here.
Is that a ranking SF5 or is it Premier?
I think it's a ranking event.
Okay.
I believe this is a ranking event. But yes, that will be taking place this weekend as well.
Cool.
So, yeah, lots of events coming up. Of course, more will be coming shortly. But it is kind of a little bit of a relaxation period after EVO, as usually happens.
Yeah.
However, instead of lasting 6 months, it's kind of lasting like maybe 6 weeks.
I don't even in August. I feel like there's something every week.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's that quick.
Because before, man, after EVO was done, like back in 2002, 2003, 2004, when EVO started, like no one did anything fighting game until January again.
It was even later than that. It was I feel like in 2009 it was still like that.
Yeah,
maybe even in 2010 it was still like that. It was. Yeah.
2009, I remember now, as soon as 2009 finished with that crazy Daigo Justin Grand Finals of Street Fighter 4, I remember saying that year, I was like, man, this is the first year I want to go home and keep playing fighting games. You know, because most of the time everyone was like, whew, okay, now I don't have to think about this for 7 months. Let me go do something else. So, I mean, back then it was also a lot easier to relax and stuff like that with fighting games. Like, that's why it was, like, so much easier to play because, one, there was only, like, 1 or 2 games that you really concentrated on.
Yeah, and they were the same games every year.
Yeah.
And we were not fancy enough to really advance the meta very far, like, per year. So, like, you could take off half a year and come back, and it's like, you just, as long as you remember how to roll cancel, like, you're basically fine.
Fundamentals are fine, yeah. Exactly. It was such a different time. Nowadays, it's like you can't even afford to take a break at all. It's frightening.
Yeah.
It's frightening now, so...
Abigail Cup apparently is on Advanced Guard TV.
Advanced Guard TV. Okay, so not even Twitch.tv, or is it Twitch.tv/Advanced Guard TV? Okay, there it is. Twitch.tv/Advanced Guard TV.